I know it's not like good for many. Um, this is true. This is a very true statement. But for the most part, I hope that somehow, somewhere, some way, you can be brought as much comfort as possible. I just wanted to just give some love to everyone around the universe. Um, I'm pretty sure I'm correct about this being Gay Pride Month or for the LGBTQ community. Slap, no, I was going to say slap me. Let me know if I did not say that correctly, even though I've said it like how many times. I just always like to make sure that I'm giving people the respect that they deserve when speaking upon them. But I just wanted to give that shout out just because I'm a human being that stands for respect of another human being's choices, life, who you are. And I think that's what humanity should be about. Shouldn't be about finding any and everything that we can think of to separate us, and finding ways not to like, you know, things about other people. As human beings, we have a really big problem with pushing our own insecurities or our beliefs off or your uncomfortability with things off onto other people. Because I find it to be very absurd how hard people go to separate and to make others feel like they are less than because of you don't like them. Let me be the first to tell you that you're not that greater than someone to be able to tell them their worth because we are not the creator. But what we are and what we can do is to love one another. And if you find that hard to do, then hey, just work on it. Work on it. Work on it. Because if you think you deserve love, then I think you better start to consider, are you giving love back? Like at the end of the day and the beginning of the day, can you actually say that you are, as individuals, happy with the way you treat others? I think that's a really good way for an individual to ask themselves. Okay, I thought I had lipstick on my teeth. Are they happy with the way they treat other human beings, other individuals? If you can stop, walk away from that saying, yeah, I hope you're right. I hope you're not lying to yourself. People have a tendency to do that. Like if you find yourself answering that question saying no, I'm not mad at you because at least you asked yourself, you gave yourself an answer. Now ask yourself, are you proud? Are you really okay with it? Truly ask yourself that. Can you be a person that just is very, can you be one that is very hypocritical and do you stereotype people? Are you just not for all people? Like, do you let your beliefs make you feel anger or hatred towards another individual? And can you say you feel good about that? Like truly good about it. Because it's okay not to feel good about it. 'Cause, I mean, I don't think someone should be like, yeah, I'm okay with, hating or, you know what I mean? A lot of times I think it's a person and not an individual or a group or a race, technically, that makes one truly feel the way they feel. I think it's something within someone else that they don't like about themselves, you know? Because if we feel as individuals that we're worthy and we deserve love and respect, then it's only right to give it towards others. It's like treat people how you want to be treated. I don't think no anyone wants to be treated like crap or less than. And I think a lot of people should try walking in other people's shoes, and really consider the fact if you wouldn't want to be treated the way that you treat other people, then you better try on some of that humble pie, eat some of it, wear it, smash it. I don't know, whatever works for you, but get it together. Um, Most would say, "Oh, people are the way." This is the thing. I'm not going to be in here long because I have some things going on, but I just wanted to say, and I titled this, "What do you stand for?" Because, I mean, what do you stand for? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, right? Where'd that quote come from? And I might not be saying verbatim, but some will know. And yeah, you'll fall for damn near anything if you don't stand for something. And a lot of people don't even ask themselves that. Like, why do you believe what you believe? Where does your belief system come from? Are you one that gets dropped tidbits and bits of information off into your thoughts and you're like, yeah, yeah, that's how I feel? Or do you have an individual mind of your own and you make those choices? Are you connected to a group? If they feel this way, you feel this way. Are you part of that mentality, that left or right? It can only be this or that. I don't know. Or do you truly just have a mind of your own and you can decide for yourself, not with your family, your friends, or your fear of being liked or not being liked, but truly an individual mindset? Because let's be honest here, it's not like we've been conditioned to think that way. People are conditioned to think in a group, a horde mentality. Like you have to be on this side, you have to be on that side. You just cannot be on your own thoughts and beliefs. And then ask yourself, why is it that it always has to be a fight? Why, if somebody didn't make the same choices you made, we get to talk down to them or call them names or literally separate ourselves. We have to hold ourselves accountable. So we're really quick to point the finger. We can sit here all day long and point the finger at individuals, groups of people, the government. But if you can't, for 1 second, take responsibility and any kind of accountability for your thinking and actions, then you might want to take several seats, a lot of them, because you're still responsible for your belief system at the end of the day. You got to ask yourself, why do you believe what you believe? Very easy to understand if someone has been ingrained and embedded with a certain type of thinking, right? Right. If you were raised a certain way. For instance, if you were raised to be very super religious, you know what I mean? And that don't always equal good things. It really doesn't. It really, really doesn't. Some stuff, I mean, there's good and there's it doesn't make anyone better than or any of the sort. Human beings have come along and just twisted up things to make it fit their narrative. But if you were raised that way, then that's your thinking, right? Now, flip side, someone that was completely raised to be very hateful to certain groups or to have a certain thinking, completely raised this way. It's the same thing. Someone has been taught to think these things, but is it your belief? Have anyone grew up and realized that that's not really what they truly believe, even though they were raised that way because they were exposed to life and their own, personality and character and morals and what I mean, shaped you as it should happen. In a perfect world, which we're not in, we would want to raise our children because that's where all boils down to. That's where it starts from is how you where you came from, how you're raised. What you know what I mean? Like people don't tend to receive that and how important that is. We would think that we would raise our young ones with good, and some people say, well, what's good? I'll tell you. To respect yourself, to respect others, to be kind, to be empathetic, You know what I mean? To not be spiteful, hateful, not to push your, when it comes down to influencing and affecting other people's lives, you know what I mean? To make their lives worse, to make them feel like who is a person that just feels like they have. And then at the same time, why would someone want to oppress or to make someone be able not to have the same equality as a human being, and should have in general? Who's to say someone is less than a human being? Because whoever that person is, yeah, no, no, honey, it's not the way. But that's when it comes down to accountability, our belief system, and how we choose to either roll with it, or do we decide at some point, okay, this isn't okay. Because what I think at the end and the beginning of the day, which I always say, I believe that no matter what all the differences that people allow to pull them apart and to discriminate and to carry hatred for one another, I think that people still love their families, they love their children. And if you take a look at that and look at your child and say, what would I want from my child? What's the best? I wouldn't want to put my child in harm's way or to grow up and to hurt others, or what's, what I mean? How we feel about our children and what we want for them. And we all, I think, can come to that and bond and understand when you love your children. I think the most vile person can truly like love their children. And when you think about that, then why would you want to inflict so much pain or have a hatred for another individual when they are human and they have those same feelings and emotions like you do? Something to think about. And what do you stand for? Can you say that you leaving your legacy, you want it to be of, like a person that did, which we've seen, but come on, did those people really want that to be their legacy? And was it truly some of their legacies? You know, history is something that people can choose to think of it how they want to, but it's something that can't be erased. And it's something that if you want to be truly educated and understand something, then you're going to have to take a look into it. Because if we keep bypassing it and acting like it doesn't matter, then when are we ever going to change or learn anything? Sometimes I think history is there as a bookmark for things what we probably should not do, what worked and what didn't, and it's not always bad. There's so much good things about a person that they can learn from their history. So it's all about your perception and how you choose to go about it. Your perception is not everybody's. That's how you, however you roll with it, that's how you roll with it. But I think that we can learn a lot. And it's not always bad things to gain from history. Take, but you have the choice to take what you want to take from it, and then what you want to create. And no matter how you put it, we're all here on this planet together. No matter where you go on this earth, you know what I mean. It's still going to do the same thing that we don't have any control over. You know what I mean, which we kind of do, like climate. Things like that. Like certain stuff that people don't think about. You know what I mean? Is that it's not so easy to escape. Climate, that's a worldwide thing. That's a whole humanity thing. It takes all of us. You can't just seclude yourself and be like, we're going to take that. Shit affects the whole entire world. So you have to think that way. And so then it makes you think about educating our kids correctly, because that is the next generation in the future. We're not always going to be here. So if we think from there, then we don't want to limit them. We want to give them the best opportunity we can, because you never know who you're raising. You can be raising the next, someone that could save something that, what I mean, cancer, anything. You just never know. You know what I mean? When you look at life itself and see the things that you cannot explain, then it has to show you that we don't really know what's to come or what's to be. We know so much that we know so little. Everybody's just so opinionated. Everybody's got an opinion, like everybody's got a, bleep hole. But if people just take a minute and to realize, like, hey, we have so much to learn still, and we know so little. And there's so much more. We are this tiny on the spectrum of the planet, of the world. And we created creator because we did not create ourselves. You know what I mean? if you take time to really pay attention to the beauty and of the world, like even birth itself, us as human beings, our heart, our brains, these are things that are amazing. How things just grow, like life in general. So if you pay attention to life itself and not this made up circle of, just keep moving and not stopping to even enjoy life, because life is to be cherished and enjoyed, not to be wore down, tired, and exhausted. You know what I mean? And just like, ugh, when is it going to be over? It's just that we weren't conditioned to think that way. But allow yourself to think that way. Explore. And then you'll see so much more than just what you're focused on your daily life. And you might just experience something that you've never experienced before that can't be justified by man or told by, you know what I mean, by a structure that's created. So much more depth to life. And that should be clear just by being able to look around. Have you ever just walked outside and just felt the breeze, looked around and just saw how beautiful, life, besides all the life itself is? I always grew up with this saying, and I still believe it. You got to stop and smell the roses. So take a break and enjoy. Allow yourself to just enjoy what nature has given you. And then think, what have you given back to nature? So, on that note, what do you stand for? And I'm going to be leaving here now. I just want to say I love you all. I love you all. And if you're going through anything, just know that this too shall pass. You can get through it. You have a voice. You just know you can get through it. If you're not feeling too keen about who you are as a person or how you treat others or even how you're treated, what are you going to do about it? On that note, this is Brandy J, and peace.